welcome dear viewers. You're still watching us on ERi-TV, presenting you the domestic and international news prepared for this session live from our headquarters of Asmara is me, Hermela Gurmay, inviting you to join us on our tonight's news broadcast. Let's start the major headlines. President Isaias holds discussions with officials in Southern Red Sea region. Eritrean delegation presents country's experience in combating desertification, land degradation and drought. United Nations General Assembly overwhelmingly adopted resolution demanding immediate ceasefire in Gaza. And Zimbabwe wants to build its first sports port with Russia's help. In our detailed domestic news, President Isaias Afwerki today held discussions in the port city of Asab with heads of government and PFDJ institutions in the Southern Red Sea region regarding the progress of development programs and issued directives for their implementation. Highlighting the region's untapped rich resources, President Isaias emphasized that the development of marine resources, particularly fish production, should be prioritized to meet and exceed regional demands. The President urged the preparation of a tangible, time-bound plan for 2025 to ensure sufficient fish production and called for collaborative efforts among all concerned institutions to execute the plan effectively. He also stressed the importance of encouraging fish farmers to enhance the sector's development and productivity, while advocating for significant attention to build the human capacity of fish farmers. President Isaias further underlined the need to handle the region's natural resources in a manner that ensures their sustainability for future generations. He provided directives on implementing and managing these resources responsibly. In other news, an Eritrean delegation participating in the UNCCD COP16 of the United Nations Convention to combat desertification convened in Riyadh shared the country's experience in combating desertification, land degradation and drought during a side event on 11th December. At the event, in which Mrs. Weni Gebrexiabeher, chargé d'affaires at the Eritrean Embassy, attended, Mr. Samara Amlasom, Director General of Agricultural Extension at the Ministry of Agriculture, highlighted Eritrea's vulnerability to desertification and drought due to its geographical location and landscape. The delegation affirmed that the government and people of Eritrea have been actively engaged in numerous land rehabilitation programs to address these challenges and mitigate their impact. The presentations emphasized the need for global, regional and sub-regional collaboration to combat these issues and reiterated Eritrea's commitment to such initiatives. Additionally, the delegation provided detailed information and a video presentation on the country's efforts in soil and water conservation, construction of water reservoirs, and implementation of land degradation neutrality targets. They also introduced the ministry's strategic plan for 2024 till 2028 under the theme Safe and Nutritious Food for Everyone, Everywhere, with a special focus on the small and productive farm plot strategy, designed to enhance productivity even in semi-arid regions. Participants commended Eritrea's initiatives and raised questions regarding drought data records, farmer participation, especially youth and women, and the importance of regional collaborations. The delegation members provided satisfactory responses to the inquiries. Eritrea's delegation is actively participating in plenary sessions, meetings, side events and international exhibitions at the 16th Conference of Parties, according to the Public Relations Office of the Ministry of Agriculture. In other news, heads of national organizations from 12 cities in Italy held an active assessment meeting on 8 December in Bologna. Mr. Gurmay Haptemikael, head of Public and Community Affairs at the Eritrean Embassy, noted the successful implementation of national holidays, the Youth Congress, and the 50th anniversary celebration of the Bologna Festival in 2024. Eritrea's ambassador to Italy, Mr. Sahat M. Petros, provided an extensive briefing on the objective situation in the homeland and regional developments. He highlighted the resilience and unity of the Eritrean people in thwarting external hostilities and conspiracies, calling for reinforced participation and contribution to national affairs. The heads of the organizations presented reports detailing their achievements, challenges, and draft action plans for 2025. Mr. Takhlasambet Imam, Consul General, briefed participants on consular services and other issues of concern. Participants conducted extensive discussions on the reports and adopted various recommendations. They also pledged to strengthen organizational capacity, contribute to economic, political, and social development programs, and enhance awareness among Eritreans, particularly the YPFDJ. Dear viewers, do stay tuned for our international news right after the short break. Welcome back. The United Nations General Assembly on Wednesday overwhelmingly adopted a non-binding resolution demanding an immediate, unconditional, and permanent ceasefire in the Gaza Strip. The resolution passed with 158 votes in favor, 9 against, and 13 abstentions during the United Nations General Assembly's emergency special session on the Palestine question, also called for the immediate and unconditional release of all hostages. The United Nations General Assembly overwhelmingly to demand an immediate ceasefire in the Gaza Strip and expressed support for the work of the United Nations Agency for Palestinian Refugees. The Assembly on Wednesday passed a resolution demanding an immediate, unconditional, and permanent ceasefire in Gaza, which was adopted with 158 votes in favor from 193-member Assembly and 9 votes against with 13 abstentions. A second resolution expressing support for the UNRWA and deploring a new Israeli law that would ban the UN agency's operations in Israel was carried with 159 votes in favor, 9 against, and 11 abstentions. In our final international news, Zimbabwe is counting on Russia's support to build a spaceport in the African country and send its first astronaut into orbit within the next decade, Panios Guame, the director of the National Geospatial and Space Agency, has announced. In an interview published on Tuesday, Guame told us that his country has begun negotiations with Russia's National Spaceflight Corporation, Roscosmos, about the planned projects, including connecting Zimbabwe to Moscow's cosmonaut training system. Several African countries have been seeking to develop satellite programs in collaboration with Roscosmos in recent years. In September, the Alliance of Sahel States, comprising Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, announced a joint project that would see the deployment of a communication satellite and an Earth remote sensing satellite to gather space images for monitoring national borders and reinforcing security measures, among other things. Last month, Moscow hosted the 5th meeting of the Zimbabwe-Russia Intergovernmental Commission for Trade, Economic, Scientific, and Technical Cooperation. On the sidelines of the 3-day event, the Russian Foreign Ministry held talks with the Zimbabwean officials and the two sides to expand bilateral cooperation in a number of areas, including trade, the economy, and politics. Dear viewers, we are done with the news prepared for this session, and now a quick recap of the major headlines. President Isaias holds discussions with officials in southern Red Sea region. Eritrean delegation presents country's experience in combating desertification, land degradation, and drought. United Nations General Assembly overwhelmingly adopted resolution demanding immediate ceasefire in Gaza. And Zimbabwe wants to build its first spaceport with Russia's help. Dear viewers, that was all for tonight. Thank you for joining us and have a blessed one.